Hello everybody, how's it going today? Today is March the 10th, it's about 10 a.m. Central Standard Time here in Manitoba, Canada. Hope you guys are doing alright and have had a very cautious day trading. So I just took a few losses. I shorted OmiseGO and I just spiked up the market with my 3,000 OmiseGO execution in just the past few minutes there. That was a pretty big order. I spiked it up from $14.51 to 16. I'll show you guys it actually right over here. This little spike over here is me closing my order and taking a $200 loss or something from 14.51 to 14.63. And I also spiked up IOTA with 10,000 IOTA coins as well. So that's my loss for the day there. I don't mind at all. 200 bucks, whatever. I've done well enough for the past week. So I just wanted to be transparent with my trades as well there. It got to the point where I had to make hidden orders for OmiseGO because I had so much that I didn't want to scare the market. So I had to eat up my 0.2% fee there. So it was kind of funny that I did that. But anyways, let's go over Bitcoin. And I'm very confused right now in the market. And I'm confused like how everyone else should be as well. It's kind of a scary time. So I want to go over first of all what WXY corrections are for Elliott waves. So when we have a WXY correction, the X denotes a failure, okay? So we get an ABC type of correction like that, just as an example, okay? Actually, sure, we'll go like that. And then we get a wave going up that could possibly fail. And then if that ends up failing, we get a double zigzag correction where this ends up getting denoted as WXY like this, WX and Y like that. So this ends up making some sort of channel, or it's very evident how it's made. So just to give you guys an example of how I originally counted my Elliott wave, and I see a lot of other analysts finally adopting this as well, where they call this right here an ABC, A, B, C, and then they call this as well an A, B, and a C coming down. And then we get a simple WXY correction where this point right here ends up denoting a failure for a wave. So right now there's two possible counts. There's a bullish count and there's a bearish count right now. And because there's two counts in here right now, it makes it incredibly confusing, and both of them could be extremely valid. So let me give you guys, first of all, the bullish count that everybody's hoping for, that I'm hoping for as well, and I hope that it's correct. So the bullish count goes like this. This was my first count originally, and I decided to change it. Now the reason why this is considered a bullish count is because the wave 4 barely retraces to 382. And many people can easily argue that this is now the ABC in here. ABC, creating kind of like a double-ish top. But now my argument is, if that was double top, right, why didn't the C truncate? So if this was the bullish count, then one could also argue that this is now waves 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And based on exact targets of using fib extensions, we easily get perfect extensions where the wave 3 gets to exact one-to-one extension right here, and also the wave 5 falls exactly to the 161.8 extension as well. Sorry, I'm not reading too much of the chat today. I'm gonna really limit the question and answers because I'm feeling a little bit tired. I'm also missing Val. She's visiting her parents, and I haven't really had a chance to talk to her all day. So I'm kind of grumpy. I need my fix of Val coins. She's my favorite ICO, and I've invested in her a lot. So yeah. So if this was the bullish count, then we clearly should get some sort of waves 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 going up like that, right? That would be super ideal if this were actually the case right now. So let's just indulge for a moment and say that this was the actual bullish count, okay? If this was the bullish count, it makes me wonder why we're getting rejected so hard at the 5,500 range. Do you guys see these series of wicks right here? We just simply cannot break the 5,500 range. We've tried, right? And here, we get a series of massive rejections. That worries me right here. these three candles that have tried so freaking hard to go up, but it just couldn't. And then we finally get a downtrend, right? The bears they're like, okay, we're gonna take over, we're gonna push it down, and that they did. They pushed it down to 9,300. That was a pretty big drop actually, if you guys saw it. I'll show you guys it on a smaller time frame, right? It was a pretty big drop after we tried 3 times to push it up. But now we finally get a rejection to the downside. The bears say, you know what, the 55 EMA on the 10-minute time frame, we're actually gonna say, no, you guys are not gonna get above that. So let's just say that this was the actual count right here. It's also incredibly difficult to count this, in my opinion, right? If we take just a retracement of the whole wave, let's say that this wave ended right there, and I would probably end up calling this some sort of leading diagonal like that, right? Where this made a leading diagonal. There were some overlaps as well, perhaps, just something like that. Something like that for wave 5, right? So now, excuse me, we're left to wonder, actually that's not it right there. I'm gonna actually draw that again. That's not the right count at all. Let me backtrack there, put my foot in my mouth for a second. So the count would have been 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And then this is the one where we actually get the retracement down over here. So if we counted this as our bullish count, it retraced to a fairly decent level, right? Between the 0.32 and the 0.5 Fibonacci level. So now we're left to wonder, is this a first impulse wave going up right here, right? Is this some sort of first impulse wave? And then it's making a series of higher highs like that. So this is why I'm fairly confused myself as well. So let's say we looked at the bearish count now, okay? The bearish count is the one that I think is more proper. So if we actually call this waves 4, and I would actually call this a 5th wave failure. And the reason why I call it a 5th wave failure for a WXY that might even begin is because this makes only 3 waves going up like that, right? So it makes me wonder, where the heck was the 5th wave that was supposed to happen, and why was it truncated so much? Not only that, if I look on the 1 hour time frame, okay? If I look on the 1 hour time frame, I call this right here automatically waves 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, okay? Just like that. And then we get a very extended 5th wave coming down, which ends up making 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And then this ends up making ABC like that, okay? Something like that. And we get clear 5 waves coming down here as well. So even if we counted this one, then this right here would also imply that the ABC is actually finished as well. So regardless of the count, it seems like the correction is done, but we're getting such choppy waves going up right now that I don't understand why the buyer's not rushing in. Take a look on the higher time frame, right? Where's the volume? Where the heck is the volume? The volume is diminishing. In fact, if we got such a nice candle on the 12-hour candle, look at this 12-hour candle, right? Check this out right here. We're getting a massive, massive volume right here with huge wicks to the downside rejecting it. But now if we're on an actual uptrend, where the heck are the buyers rushing in? And why is there such a lack of volume right now? In fact, this candle right now on the 6-hour, we're getting a series of dojis at the top, which can mean so many things, right? It's being rejected right now at a simple 8 EMA, if you guys notice here. But these dojis should technically imply that the bulls are losing control, but yet we're still maintaining the ground right here. Isn't that interesting, guys? If we look on the daily chart as well, yesterday's daily chart finished off with a massive dragonfly doji. And the volume is red, yes, because it was more so the selling volume at the end of the day, which is absolutely acceptable. And we've got about 6 to 7 hours left right now. You're right, Brandon. I agree with you. No buyers. Everyone expects it to fall, but it's not falling yet either, right? So volume right now is very questionable with what's going on. But this candle right now, for the daily, we gotta wonder, wow, the volume is literally 1/3 of the volume of yesterday, and it might even finish off the day at 1/2 the volume. So where are the buyers? Why are they not rushing in right now? Really important questions to be asking. So in my opinion, we gotta definitely get higher than the previous resistance area right over here. if we can break this particular resistance area, then it'll be smooth sailing. So we've got a few days left in the week. We've got about 20-30 hours left before the weekly candle closes, right? And if we look at the weekly candle right now, it's a pretty nasty candle, guys. It's basically a bearish engulfing candle. I mean, unless we can get to roughly, you know, excuse me, I've been smoking a little bit too much. So let's go back to the daily now that we've talked about the weekly candle. I feel that this resistance area right here, like this cluster, needs to be broken. I feel like we got to get to $10,000. Like we have to get to it to remain to have some sort of bullish sentiment. If we don't have some sort of bullish sentiment, even actually right here would make more sense. This previous position right here, just beat that wick right there. I think 10,000 is kind of a psychological number that we just gotta get to in the next 30 hours. Otherwise, a lot of the bullish sentiment will actually be lost and we're gonna correct even further. So I just want to give you guys an update with how confused I am in the market right now. I've officially closed my long positions. If you guys have been following my Bitcoin TAs, where we were getting a series of bullish spinning tops in the bottom and tweezers right here, that was basically the signal to enter, right? As soon as these two candles formed right here, that was the signal, if you guys took it, to enter a long position. And now it's definitely the signal to close it. So I feel like right now the bulls are on the attack, right? With these massive long wicks that are showing right now, but we're simply still not making ground. I think that if we actually puncture and break 9,500 with conviction, then we've got a shot to get to this range right here. But this is also no trade zone because of how much the price action right here dictates massive resistance. So I'm thinking that we got to break this 2-hour EMA, the 55 EMA, and we have to close above it with a lot more volume. If we don't, we're just going to end up seeing it drop again, and we're just probably going to get extended WXY corrections. So I haven't seen an Elliott wave count that I agree with yet. In fact, I'm so lost with Elliott wave as well that it's almost impossible to use Elliott wave in this particular circumstance. So if we look on the indicators, right, it's very neutral territory, guys. I mean, take a look at here. It's forming like a channel on the 2-hour for RSI. So it's very steady right now with how it's progressing upwards on a 2-hour. If we go to a 3-hour on the RSI, right, we're hitting some peaks right now. We're hitting a massive peak right here that we just simply cannot break. If you guys notice, right around this range, right here, that's acting as kind of a hard resistance for the RSI, and we can't even get to it yet. So it's worrying me right now, the fate of Bitcoin. If we look at here, we're still in a very bearish territory. Like according to Brown Cadence's RSI rules, if you look at 60 and under, 60 to very low RSI, that's considered a very bearish zone. If you look at it between 35 and say 65-ish, that's a neutral zone. And anything well above to the high RSIs and not hitting 40, that would be considered a bullish zone. But here we're only getting to about 41 on the RSI on the 4-hour chart. So it makes me really worried there. Now take a look at this, guys, okay? You guys see how people think that the MACD is curving upwards, right? This is very important to make note of. Everyone's saying, oh yeah, the MACD crossed over, right? So we should get an uptrend right there. But let me show you guys something in history, right? Right here. Take a look at this particular zone right here that I'm about to highlight. Do you guys see that? Okay. Definitely got a crossover, but as soon as we crossed over, we reached a specific peak, and then bam, we downtrended again. And it's almost right around the same region as where it's crossing over right now, here and right there as well. So it leaves me to wonder, like this is right where we corrected. Take a look, guys. This is where we got to about the 8-9K range, and then we just down tanked to 6K. So it makes me wonder, like, is this an actual crossover, or will it do the exact same thing as it did before to get massive extended corrections? Do you guys see where I'm getting to? So a MACD crossover is not always the most reliable tool. If we compare this region right here, it's almost identical, right? Take a look, like this region right there and this region right here, it's literally almost identical. And I'm going to show you guys some more bearish signs that I see. Okay, If we look on, I think it was a 2-hour chart, look at the histogram, okay? The histogram is not really reaching higher highs. It's getting a series of lower highs on the histogram right here, right? So it makes me wonder, is this just going to simply curve down or not? So in my opinion, the best thing to do is honestly just pick a side. There's so many bearish signs, but there's also bullish signs as well, right? I mean, if we can break 9,500, I might even go into a really crappy and small scenario of targeting just even 10K, because that's kind of a very strong psychological number right now. So if you guys entered a position, if it breaks 9,500 with a lot of conviction, it's a fairly decent risk to reward. I mean, you're going for kind of a crappy gain, but you know what? It's been a very difficult week to trade Bitcoin. That's why I've been focusing on other coins like Litecoin, like Neo as well, right? That they've been offering much better risk to reward scenarios as well. So if it breaks 9,500, gladly, I'll enter a long position, stop loss 9,400 right here, shoot for about 10K with a risk to reward of about 4.44. That seems incredibly reasonable as well, right? So as it stands, there's no signs of bullishness. There's signs of bearishness though, but it's very indecisive in the market. But the one thing that's giving it away, that's making it look more bearish than bullish in my opinion, is the lack of buyers simply rushing in. The volume is a very strong indicator. And like I mentioned, right, on the daily, we had a massive dragonfly doji right here. But we also have to remember this as well, guys. Sure, we got a series, right? We got a series of tweezer bottoms. Check this out, guys. So candlesticks can easily tell a lie. Look at this right here. We got a tweezer bottom with a fairly good inverted hammer, I mean, with a fairly good hammer here as well. But look at what happened right after, okay? Let me give you guys a really cool thing to point out that you guys might not have seen. See this candle right here? That's basically a hammer. It would be the equivalent, right? It would be the equivalent of this candle right here. And this next daily candle right here that we see is like a hammer, which is also like this hammer as well. But notice how this volume right here is equivalent to this volume. So it makes you wonder as well, just because we get a series of rejections to the downside, is there actually going to be a rejection, or will it just end up plummeting down again? That's really key as well. I feel like if we end up closing tomorrow, as in Sunday, below 9,000 ranges, we're going to be in a lot of trouble for the next few days and for the entire week probably, because the bullish sentiment will be gone. So this is why it's a very difficult technical analysis to perform to begin with. And all I can really advise people, if you guys were to even consider a trade, right now it's just shooting in the dark. We got to 9,500 how many times, guys? I mean, we got to 9,500 pretty much twice right here, right? In the past few hours, 9,500 rejected. Bulls tried again, 9,500 rejected. Bears completely took over right here. So right now, it's really slim pickings of what we can do. So to stay cautious, I would highly advise people to wait until 9,500 ranges. Go for a very decent risk to reward. Maybe enter like at 9,510 or so. Keep your stop loss tight. Keep your stop loss super tight at 9,400, okay? Because right now, it's just a matter of gambling. You guys have to take the chances and remember that without risk, there's no possibility of reward. So this is the scenario I'm hoping for. I'll probably end up playing 2 or 3 Bitcoins there. If it gets to 10K, awesome, $1,500. That's a small 5% gain. But if it ends up breaking below the 9K range, I'm going to be shorting this thing like a monster. So this is going to be my go-to range right here. I'll gladly short it. And unfortunately, we're going to be targeting some pretty low numbers. So if we talk about Fibonacci as well, for where we've reached between the 0.5 and the 618 region, right? Which is very respectable. But based on the past and what we have seen, which is rejections to the downside, it doesn't really mean too much at all, because we can still see a lot of bearish pressure come down. And until we get, we got to break this, guys. Remember how I was mentioning that a bearish zone is basically considered under 60 still to low RSI, right? That's a bearish zone. And a neutral zone for RSI is pretty much between 35 and 65-ish. And right now we're right in that neutral zone where we just simply cannot break into bullish territory. So the fate of Bitcoin is kind of scary at the moment. I'm not trying to create FUD. Don't get me wrong whatsoever, guys. It's just there's so much indecision and mixed signals throughout the entire market, right? We almost closed successfully above here with a 55 EMA with conviction, but then we got a massive rejection candle with a shooting star. As soon as this candle formed, the next day, people entered a massive short position and we saw where it took us, right? It's just like with this one right here. This candle right there implied a hanging man. A hanging man implies the bulls are slightly losing control. And then the next day right here on March the 5th, we get a shooting star style candle. And with this shooting star style candle right here, it signaled the next day that the bulls were going to, or they've lost control entirely. And then the bears took over. So that's kind of where I stand right now with Bitcoin, where our lower support region is definitely where this candle is right here, around the 9K region. And if we finish off the week lower than 9K, it's going to be really scary. We need to make sure that the week finishes well above 10K. I'm definitely hoping for a 10K range right here for where this wick ends, 10K range. So we've got a few days to figure out what is going on. If we stay in a neutral territory, I can almost guarantee that for the rest of the week, we're going to be in fairly neutral territory zone. And that's my two thoughts for Bitcoin right now. So I'm going to take some questions. Do you guys have any questions about Bitcoin? Or should we just talk about Litecoin? Litecoin's been way more fun. What's Omizi go at, guys? Was I stupid for closing my position, or did we actually go up? I made the right choice to close, I think. I hated IOTA, so I ended up shorting IOTA, right? I'm not playing IOTA or Omizi Go for a while. Yeah, I made the right choice. I spiked up the market as well for IOTA. Right? I agree with you, Jose Rodriguez. Right now, it's all about, like, we got to remember that not every single coin follows the tune of Bitcoin, right? So it's up to us when we find coins that are when we find Bitcoin very bearish, that we find other coins right now that are bullish. And some coins that are very bullish to me right now is Litecoin, Omizi Go. Yeah, Omizi Go is a very bullish coin right now, guys. That guy is it's finished its correction. It's on the same pace as Litecoin right now. And I find Neo, Litecoin, Omizi Go, they're kind of the top picks right now this month. I haven't really looked at Nano. You guys really want me to take a look at Nano? Okay, I'll take a look at Nano finally. Let's do Nano. Awesome. It's looking pretty good, Nano. I mean, that must have been a solid pick for you guys thus far. I mean, it's only been released very recently, and the Elliott wave count is a little bit off right now, right? That's clearly wave 1 of some sort right here, okay? Not bad. Wow, I can see why you guys are having a lot of fun. I mean, Nano's on fire right now, guys. Out of all the other coins that I've looked at, we're about to do a 55 EMA crossover. So in the next few hours, if Nano actually, if the 55 EMA ends up supporting all of them, and you guys can actually stay above about 12.8 or 120,000 Satoshi, it's going to be go time. If I were to play Nano right now, I'd be looking at entering somewhere above the 55 EMA. So it's definitely looking fairly good in my opinion right here. Let's see what kind of correction this made. Just glancing at it, it's a Binance coin, I can tell, right? I haven't even looked at it. Like, look how beautiful this is, guys. Like, I've been talking about Litecoin the entire time, okay? And you guys know how I feel about ABC corrections, okay? We have our A right here. We have our B right here, okay? As soon as A and B forms, you simply just target 1-to-1. And that's where you like to enter for a zigzag. You take your Fibonacci extension, you go to where B is, and boom, it hits a 1-to-1 extension right there. And that's the time to enter, guys. So if you guys missed your opportunity or ready to enter, tough luck, right? So just looking at longer term projections for Nano, just doing a very basic Fibonacci extension, you guys could be easily targeting something redonkulous like the 210,000 Satoshi range before it finishes its entire wave. But of course, many failures can occur along the way. In the ideal world, it would hit over 210,000 Satoshi, but I feel like it's going to end up doing a few more corrections first. So a good place to enter would be, you know, maybe not now, but in a few hours to see if this actually ends up crossing over. You want it to look like this, guys. You want it to look like the yellow line is supporting all of them above. And then when it's in a bearish short-term trend, you see the yellow line that's not, yeah, you see the yellow supporting line above all of them. So Nano's an awesome coin. If you guys are on Binance, definitely keep track of it. It's looking pretty good in my opinion. Rich David, sorry, just catching up. Isn't it possible we're in B of ABC? Are you talking about for Bitcoin or for Nano? I didn't quite catch which one you're referring to. Neblio. I used to take a look at a lot of Neblio for my friend Winnie in Australia, but I stopped looking at it because she was touring Thailand. So Neblio is one of those coins that I used to follow a lot. Yeah, see, like we were, I was heavily looking at it before. Neblio, you guys are going to expect some crazy sideways trend for a while. To me, every time I see sideways trend for more than like a few days, you know, lots of attempts to be made, guys. Like, you know, you see these massive wicks up and you got to wonder, like, what is going on? But right now, as it stands, sure, on the daily chart yesterday, that was a very bullish candle, right? But now we're getting a fairly bearish candle that's rejecting a lot of EMAs. If I were trading Neblio, I wouldn't even be interested in it quite yet. Not until it at least breaks the 55 EMA on the 4-hour chart. And right now, we haven't even broken the 55 EMA yet. So you guys can expect some sideways trend for it for a while, in my opinion. Very difficult count for Neblio, right? It's just kind of like, look at the sideways trend. It's very range bound, if you guys have noticed. I mean, a really good place to enter would probably be somewhere well above, you know, 161,000 Satoshi. But then you get a chance of being rejected again because there's so many series of wicks going on. Sia coin. I don't even look at Sia coin. I'm holding 1 million Sia coins, okay? Yeah, I'm holding 1 million Sia coins. If it hits $1 this year, I'm gonna make $1 million. It's kind of my coin. I've just been buying Sia coin non-stop on Poloniex, okay? I've just been buying it non-stop because it's one of the coins I'm actually tracking fundamentally right now. And if we take a look at the Fibonacci on it, it's fairly decent right now. Like, you know, it's blowing past the 786, but apparently it's the flavor of the month right now, 786 Fibonacci. So I don't really care about Sia coin. It's just one of those coins I'm gonna hold and I'll check back on it in 2019. Everyone forgot about Lisk. Verge is definitely one of my favorite coins as well. I'm holding bags of that right now, okay? I'm holding bags of that and I love Verge. I really do think that privacy coins are going to be awesome, right? This year is going to be pretty nice. So this is one of my picks as well that I'll be holding for a very long time. Remember how I mentioned that 786 happens to be the flavor of the month, guys? 786 Fibonacci. So, you know, whenever I invest long term, it's more like Theta. Theta is a really good coin as well. That's one of the coins I'll be looking at. I don't care about DGB. That coin is like, to me. You guys know I used to mine DGB with like HD 6950 video cards. I used to get like 1 million of them a day. Thank you very much, Nick. I appreciate that. I'm gonna get my dog drunk. You guys know how my dog feels about tequila. Absolutely. Thank you very much, Nick. I love seeing your comments on YouTube and on Twitter, man. I'm not in the mood to look at Wank Chain. I don't like Wank Chain at all. Cardano. One thing that Eric Cho and I have agreed on is to never talk about ICX at the same time. Because every time we talk about ICX at the same time, yeah, we just end up pumping the coin by accident, right? I mean, Cardano is one of those coins where we expected very big things, if you guys remember, but it just ended up being very disappointing. You take a wild guess, guys, what the Fibonacci retracement is at right now. Look at that, 786. It's no surprise right now that it's the flavor of the month, guys. 786 Fibonacci level. I mean, personally myself, I always take chances at the fib level. So whenever it reaches a fib level, I'll set my stop loss for like 1 or 2% just to take a chance to see if there's a bounce, right? And I simply just target the next Fibonacci level, which would probably, actually I'd probably target the next swing high region, like around here. So it's a pretty decent risk to reward setup there. You know, just be very tight with your stop loss, like maybe 3-4% or something, or even 2%. So there's some chance for a massive gain on Cardano. It has fallen so much already, but you got to remember that every coin has fallen to slightly below the Fibonacci level of 786. And it's not at 786, right? It stalls there for a little bit, and then it ends up downtrending a little bit further. So I'm not going to do like a full detailed Elliott wave count on this. XLM is one of those coins as well that I'm holding a very long term. I'm a big fan of XLM, but don't tell anybody that, okay? I don't ever do technical analysis on coins that I hold long term because I want to be very, what's the word? Unbiased. I don't want to pump coins by accident because I feel like it's unethical, right? So let's do it on Kraken right now for $1. Yeah, like it's, I think there's going to be good things coming out of Stellar Lumens, guys. It's going to be a very good coin. Neo, that's kind of my baby right now as well. I've unloaded all of my bags for Neo for now. I'm kind of, yeah, I was in a position for Neo since $80, guys, and I rode that thing to $93. And my friends and I dumped a lot on the market. But you guys got to remember with Neo, there's a lot of issues right now with the gas, right? And with that node consensus issue as well. And a lot of people are expecting it to get to really, really low numbers. And the thing about Neo is it's hovering right now, like on a 45-minute chart or 1 hour chart even. It's just hovering right above the EMA, right? It's getting a lot of series of rejections to the upside. And because it's in a neutral territory right around the 55 EMA right here, it's a no trade zone. I mean, I'm not interested in playing Neo again until it actually breaks about $95 right here, $94.50. That's where I'll probably enter a position as well. Because if I started to accumulate here, it would just be taking chances and guessing. So yeah, that's kind of how I feel about Neo. I just took the chance at $80 because, well, why wouldn't we have, right? The RSI was extremely oversold on so many time frames, like right there. And we got this series of double tweezer bottoms right here, which signaled for people to actually start entering the market. XRP, I wouldn't touch that thing within a 10-foot pole. Oh yeah, I forgot to do my BitConnect, guys. Let's do BitConnect, okay? I always forget to do BitConnect. Here we go. Let's do BitConnect. So we're just gonna touch up on where, whoa, BitConnect, guys. It's actually, look at that 24-hour volume. It's definitely gone up right here. Yesterday's 24-hour volume was much lower. Actually, wow, not bad, guys. Take a look at this. Yesterday's 24-hour volume was $15,000, right? Some idiot decided to buy Bitcoin Connect or BitConnect. It's now at $21,000. He drove up the market single-handedly by himself. That was amazing. Yesterday's low was $1.76, guys, and today we're already at $2.06. So this might be a really bad time to enter still, and tomorrow would probably be a very bad time to enter as well. So I just want to wish all the idiots who actually bought BitConnect right now, who thinks it's going up, you guys need to stop not buying BitConnect. Why are you buying BitConnect? Please don't buy BitConnect. Fuck BitConnect, guys. Fuck BitConnect. Sorry there. I gotta calm down. I get very angry when I talk about BitConnect, okay? Gotta really calm down. Sorry about that. So that's kind of where I stand right now. I apologize if my Bitcoin technical analysis wasn't really on par with all the other types of analysis that I do. It's an incredibly confusing count in my opinion. And, you know, like we've been talking for 30 minutes and we're still hovering around here right now. There's still absolutely nothing going on. There's just a series of massive indecision in the market for Bitcoin right now. I'm sorry, Gareth. Sorry, Trade Devil. Hi, Trade Devil. If you guys don't know who Trade Devil is, you guys should follow him, okay? This is Trade Devil right here. I called him Old Man Sam. Old Man Sam. His name is Sam. He offers private lessons as well. He's an Elliott Wave analyst. who is probably as confused as I am right now. I know he's as confused as I am because I've watched his Bitcoin technical analysis video, and he basically agrees with the same thing as me. After I did my analysis, I watched his video, and he basically said just pick a side and stick to your risk to reward, right, Sam? Sam's like, just pick a side, risk to reward, go bull or go bear, and just pick a side and live with it, because right now there's nothing whatsoever that can be done. So if you guys are looking for, you know, a classroom and formal setting, talk to Trade Devil. He's on Twitter as well, which I should probably give him a shout out because he needs more subscribers. What he does for the community is really good, and he's got a really sexy voice, super sexy voice. I'm very, very straight, just so you know, but Trade Devil has got a very sexy voice, and I swear he's a robot because he knows his algorithms very well. So I think I'm gonna call it here, guys. I've been talking for 35 minutes, just looking at a bunch of random coins right now, and I'm just probably gonna try to get a hold of Val. I'm getting honestly separation anxiety. Like, I'm getting separation anxiety from Val. She got really mad at me yesterday for showing you guys you know, showing you guys some photos. I'll show you guys a decent picture of Val. Okay, this is a decent picture of Val. That's Val. She's in Romania. We're going to Thailand next month. I got a bunch of other videos, but I'm not going to show you guys any of the you know, the XXX rated ones. It's only meant for my eyes, okay? So yeah, I think I'm gonna. Okay, Ven, you want to see Ven VeChain? I used to do a lot of TA on this guy, but I just stopped. Right? I suggested a really good risk. I used to call this thing out like a monster, okay? Right, I used to call this thing out like a monster, but I just gave up on VeChain because I gave up on Binance altogether. Yeah, there's no way I'm analyzing this chart right now, guys. It's gonna take way too much time. Basically every single chart as well, right? We can say that there was a hammer that's formed the previous day. This is actually looking like to be a fairly bullish candle, I do have to admit though. But my criteria to enter for a swing position is very, very, you know, it's very sound. Just follow my 55 EMA strategy. 2 hour looks like it's about to get there, right? As soon as the yellow line ends up supporting all of my Fibonacci numbers of 8, 13, and 21, where the yellow is below it, then you can definitely enter yourself a very nice swing position when they start to fan out. So VeChain is looking pretty good, just on a very basic level of seeing it quickly. Much more bullish than other coins right now. You know what? My Z Classic, or you're talking about Z Cash? Is it Z Cash or Z? I think I did a Z Cash analysis a while back, and I had some pretty ridiculous projections on it, right? Yeah, I don't think I don't see the thing about doing technical analysis on a very what the heck happened here? Do you guys see this? Am I seeing this right here? Hold on, am I seeing this right? What just happened here? Hold on. What day is this? Do you guys see this right here? Is this a bug on my screen? What the fuck is this? Hold on, is this real? Is this real here? Okay, there's no volume there. I'm like, what the heck just happened there? Whoa, that was really mind-blowing what just happened right there. Okay guys, I'm super tired. I don't think I'm gonna do any more TA for the day, and if I do, I'll probably keep it all offline. I'm getting extremely exhausted with looking at Bitcoin and just waiting. And you know what? I'm super sad that I took a $200 loss today, guys. I was on an 8-day win streak without a loss, okay? Like, I'm super freaking sad that I lost out on $200 right now. So I'm probably gonna go kick my dog or something. Probably gonna go beat up my dog and have a lot of tequila with her or something as well. And I'll catch you guys another time. I don't even think I'm gonna upload this video to YouTube, guys, because I've sworn too much and I feel it's not up to par with my other videos. Yeah, Divided Shark, $200. Just because I'm up $35,000 this week doesn't mean this $200 loss doesn't upset me, okay? I'm on a tear right now. I'm just super upset about the loss. How else am I gonna buy Val coins? Like some more. Did I tell you guys about Valcoin and the Litecoin? She sent me all the Litecoin back. Made me pretty upset. I just woke up one day and I saw this Litecoin in my wallet. I'm like, what the fuck? Why do I have so much Litecoin in my wallet right now? And I thought that we broke up or something, but she cleared it all up and we didn't actually break up at all. So we're okay right now. Okay, anyways, I'll catch you guys another time. I'm not uploading this video to YouTube because I've sworn too much, and I'm just going to keep it a live stream. So have yourselves a great day, guys, and thank you for following me for this video. So make sure you guys keep an eye on the 9,500 region. If so, think of entering a trade maybe to 10K. If we break below 9K this week, we're going to be looking at some pretty bad sell-off and very vicious sell-offs in my opinion. So have yourselves a great day, guys, and thank you for watching this video. Bye.